We start today from Leh to Diskit in Nubra Valley. We leave Leh after breakfast for Khardungla Pass, which is at an altitude of about 17,800 odd feet. There is a height gain of over 6,000 feet in the space of about 2.5 hours. So one needs to stay properly hydrated, stay warm, carry adequate woolens, and essentially stay safe by not staying at Khardungla for too long. Only stay as long as it is necessary for a hot cup of tea and to take photographs. From Leh to Khardungla, there are plenty of beautiful photo ops, and depending on the time you have, you must stop and take as many photographs, landscapes, selfies as you can. From Khardungla, we descend into the Nubra Valley. We stay for the night at Diskit. There are plenty of options to stay there, from extreme luxury to pretty basic ones. You have to take your own choice of where you would like to stay. An evening walk to the Diskit monastery is highly recommended. It is a beautiful monastery again, and they light it up at night, making for some stunning viewing. The next day, after breakfast, we leave for Turtuk via Hundar, Thois, which is the staging airport for Siachen supplies and services, and we reach Turtuk by possibly a little before lunch. A visit there to the King's Palace is a must, and if the king is there, he'll regale you with anecdotes, stories, and all kinds of things about pre-partition, about how half his family is on the other side of LOC and how he's here. He's also one of the few persons who has Kagzi walnuts growing with him, and he is happy to share them with you, which in itself is a delicacy. If you get time after that, a visit to Thang village, which is the last village on the Indian side across near the LOC, is a must do. Alternatively, you could walk down to the stream which goes through Turtuk, sit by the banks, have a packed lunch, enjoy yourself, relax, drive back to Hundar for a ride on the double hub camels, maybe a ATV rides, or just walk around the sand dunes. We head back to Diskit for the night stay. Next morning after breakfast, we leave along the Shok River for Pangong Lake. It's a scenic drive again and extremely interesting. I'm not very sure how far one can go on it right now, given the current border tensions between India and China, because Galwan Valley is just off this road. We reach Pangong after a long journey of about 7-8 hours. Pangong is at an altitude of about 14,000 feet. It's a good idea to start your second IMOX, one in the morning, one in the evening, subject to medical clearance. The facilities for stay at Pangong are pretty basic, but make the best of what there is. I would highly recommend, if your acclimatization permits, to spend 2 nights in Pangong, 1 night just to rest. The next morning, drive a little beyond Pangong, put your chairs in the lake. It actually has waves, and the colors of the lake change every time some clouds come across or the sun changes its angle. It's actually a stunner. Drive back in the evening to Pangong, wherever you are staying, with a stop at the Three Idiots viewpoint, where the movie Three Idiots was shot. As a matter of fact, Three Idiots, the movie, has done more for Leh tourism than all the promotions of all the governments put together. The power of soft power of movies. After a night halt at Pangong, the next day we leave after breakfast for Somarari. Word of caution here, there is nothing available en route, so carry all your food, whether it is lunch, dinner, tea, please carry it with you. There is nothing en route. As we travel in a valley. On one side the areas are dominated by China, other side is India. We cross Chushul, we come further down to a very, very famous war memorial. It's the war memorial of Ringzeng La. This was one of the bloodiest and the bravest battles ever fought in the annals of military history. The Charlie Company of the 13th Kamau fought the Chinese in 1962 with a company strength of 120. Out of the 120, 114 soldiers died holding their post. This group was led by Major Shaitan Singh, Paramveer Chakra winner, one of the bravest soldiers ever to have walked on our motherland. As you cross these, you will reach Somorari sometime by late in the evening. You check into your campsite, and if you have the energy and the strength, walk across to the lake. Both at Pangong and Somorari, it is a must to see the lake at night with the moonlight. It is simply out of this world. It is absolutely silent, and the sounds of nature are amazing at both these lakes. The next morning after breakfast, you go to the Somorari viewpoint, and then you drive back to Leh via Sokar Lake, which has possibilities of seeing wild asses and other animals, and then you cross Tanglangla Pass and you drive back to Leh. Leh, you then spend maybe 2 nights, 3 nights depending on your itinerary. There's plenty for the ladies to shop. You can go for a day trip to Shea Palace, to Sindhu Darshan Point. You can do rafting, you can go to Leh Palace, you can go to Hemis Monastery, Sputik Monastery, Shea Monastery. There are a whole lot of them there. Take your pick. Each and every one is different from the others. After your 2 or 3 day halt at Leh, you take a flight back to your destination wherever you are from, or alternatively, if you still have time and you're adventurous, you drive back from Leh to Manali. I hope you enjoy this, and in the next few videos I'm going to be talking about what you must carry with you to make this trip successful, promising and trouble free. Thank you.